I'm Gavin Khoury. I'm about to turn 21, and I go to College of DuPage in DuPage, Illinois.
What is the moment you first believe you could play college baseball?
The moment that I first believed I could play college baseball, I was pretty young. I was just at a travel ball tournament, and it was like one of the first tournaments that I knew I was playing against a kid that was committed, and I kind of saw that, hey, this guy isn't really, he isn't anything not special, but he isn't anything superhuman. He isn't anything that I can't be. So that was my first my first realization that I had a chance.
How important is understanding the why behind your training instead of the what?
I think understanding the why is one of the most important parts of training. Without understanding the why, basically you're just moving, and when you understand why you're doing something, you can understand what level of intent you need to be at and what you need to work on every single rep.
What's one thing in college baseball that you've learned that goes beyond the game itself?
Randy always talks about how the water's not going to get any warmer, right? And you can stand at the edge of a cold pool and wait and hype yourself up to jump in, but in 10 minutes it's still going to be just as cold as it is now. And I think that was one of my biggest challenges coming into college baseball is understanding that as a freshman you need to jump in and you need to jump in fully, and you can't be half in half out. It's just not how it works. And coming here and jumping in fully to this program, I've kind of finally understood that to understand fully what you need to do, you have to jump in first, and once you jump in you will see the benefits, but only when you jump in is when you see the benefits.
What makes facilities like the Florida Baseball Armory different to other training styles and facilities?
I've trained at a few other different training facilities, and this one by far is different because I can tell that the staff and the people that train here care about me. Randy's big thing is I'm the most important person in someone else's life, and he's going to care about me the way that that person would care about me. And that I have not found at any other training facility, and he stands true to that. And I've seen him stand true to that in every person he trains with. And it's absolutely stood true for me. So I believe that the level of care here, along with the cutting edge stuff that they do, is one of the biggest factors of the success of Florida Baseball Armory.
How have the individual training programs here at Florida Baseball Armory improved your performance?
I'm kind of a different case. I came in here already injured, so I started here in something that we call a sock. For the first 5 weeks of me being here, I was in this throwing contraption called the sock, where you just throw into a sock until my shoulder got better. And the funny thing about that is all year I've been going to physical therapy trying to get my shoulder to feel better. And only within the first 5 weeks of being here at the Armory, my arm started to feel 100 times better. And I got back to a point where I could get on a mound and huck it. So all of the training wouldn't have even been possible if I didn't get healthy, and if Randy wasn't able to get me healthy. And then once I got to the training aspect, I would say the biggest thing is just the individuality. He attacks every moving muscle in your body and gives you a different stimulus to improve it.
So how valuable is it for athletes to get hands-on experience with cutting-edge technology like here at Florida Baseball Armory?
It can be a double-edged sword. I definitely think absolutely it is 100% valuable, but never use that as an excuse to not do the work. And that's I kind of talked about earlier, not jumping in fully. That was one of my excuses. Oh, I don't have all the cutting edge technology, I'm not going to jump in. Just jump in. Jump in, you'll figure it out, and then the cutting edge will come. Obviously, once you get to that point where you're fully immersed, once you get to the cutting edge portion, I mean, a whole new reality of improvement opens up. And I think that's super valuable. So obviously be sure that you've jumped in already and you're ready, and you're not waiting for the perfect time. But once you get that chance, absolutely take it, because it is very valuable.
So what would you say to an Australian that has never experienced a high-performance environment like Florida Baseball Armory?
I would say to an Australian the same thing that I would say to a kid from Chicago, where I'm from. We don't have anything like this up there. This is completely different level of support from the people you train with and the people who are training you. It is an entirely different environment than anything you've ever experienced, and honestly, this is probably an entirely different environment than anything I'll ever experience in the future. This is totally 100% unique, and it's hard to describe. You just kind of have to be here to see it, and I promise you it's worth it.
So coming from a smaller college program, how have you utilized your opportunities and maximized your growth and being seen?
So coming from a smaller college program, and I'm still in a smaller college program, I don't really have to worry about being seen just yet, but I have utilized my opportunities to get better every single day, just to be able to go back and compete. And I feel like that's the first step in being seen, is just competing day in, day out, in practice, in scrimmages, in the fall, and then come game time in the spring, when the lights turn on, you have to compete. And it starts here. It starts competing in reps. It starts competing on the mound with velo. So I think that's the biggest part.
What advice would you give to athletes from non-traditional or overlooked pathways to getting into college baseball?
There's never been a better time than now. Your parents, even your grandparents, have never been in an age where they can reach practically everybody on the globe with a cell phone. You have no excuses. You have there's no boundaries now. Put your nose down and work. That's all I can say. And I've had to learn that, and I'm still learning that. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anyone here is perfect. It's a learning process of learning how to adopt a good work ethic. And once you adopt a good work ethic, everything falls into place after that, right? Talent's never going to take you all the way, especially in the crazy world that we live in now with the transfer portal. There's going to be guys, even let's say you got to your dream school, there's going to be 10 guys waiting at the door for you to mess up. So put your nose down, keep working, utilize the tools that you have at your disposal, social media, email, anything you can. It's never been easier. It's there for you. You just have to take it.